All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Discretion podcast. I am joined by Corey and Josh again, and today we are going over esports games and esports drinks, and also competitive esports. And so, I don't have a question for the guys today. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare a question. So everybody is just kind of they're just kind of on their own. So Josh, I've been told Josh is a massive fan of of esports, and so Josh, if you want to take it away, you can.
Yeah, so I'll sort of do introduction to what the podcast is going to be today. So we got everything from esports games, which I know Toad wants to cover a lot. We got esports teams, and we've also got events that happen like your CS:GO majors and all that. And so I got one question for everyone first. What is your favorite esports game? Should we start with Toad?
Oh, okay. So I don't. This is an esports game, and it's not my favorite because it's good. It's my favorite because I've played it for like 10 years, and it's Madden. And again, it's not my favorite because it's good. It's horrible. It's really really fucking bad, and it's only my favorite because of nostalgia. So.
That was very short and
Random.
sweet. Yeah, so probably got to say them. I never really followed esports that much, but if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Valorant. Because you, well, mainly because I
Don't play it
watched.
much.
No, I don't play it much, but I watched the what was it, Mogul Moves versus OTV, and it actually seemed quite interesting while I was watching it.
Mogul Moves is just Ludwig, correct?
Yeah. But I was
Okay, that's what
supporting
I
OTV
wanted to
in
make
that
sure.
one. But it,
Okay.
it's actually like, obviously I don't play Valorant, so I don't have any knowledge of the game, but it's very easy to follow. Like, you know what's happening.
Yeah. I'll say for mine though, got to be Call of Duty League, like Call of Duty in general. But then you got the Call of Duty League, makes it so good. You support a team in that. It's like supporting a football team, you know, rugby
Yeah.
team. I'll just say to American sports baseball team. Like it's like one of them. Like,
Nice.
All right. So I know I definitely want to talk about the when we get to the point where we're going into like energy drinks and EA Sports and stuff like that. That's where I'll kind of come into it, but I don't know a ton at all about the competitive side of a lot of these games like Valorant and Call of Duty. So, um if one of you could tell me about it and everybody else watching, because I have no clue. I really don't have any idea of what I'm going into when it comes to that.
All right.
okay, am
Well,
I first or you?
no, you, because you're the most knowledgeable about this stuff, aren't you?
So I say with Valorant, you got your classic esports teams, and
Mhm.
like Valorant is your support team. It's very way support individual players. And they have at the minute a franchise league going on, which I think is pretty cool for the future of the esports. Like it's sustainable for the esports teams.
Mhm.
And and Valorant as a whole, any 5v5 like CS:GO, love watching that. And I think that Valorant, what to say, it's just entertaining to watch. On that, Jacob.
Yeah, I'd say that. I really don't follow esports in the slightest, but Valorant is probably the most entertaining one. That, well, in my opinion. But I can't really say that with much experience because, well, yeah, I don't actually watch it. So,
All right. So I guess we can get into the part where I'll kind of take over. So if you guys are watching and you have no idea about like EA Sports or their company, you're probably a very blessed and lucky individual because they fucking suck. They are a very bad company and they like to kind of go around and just take like anybody who really plays the games and plays anything with like the cards or anything that like you spend actual money, you're probably paying their paychecks, and that's like their only way that they make money off the game, other than like the initial $60 that you put towards the game. Unless you get the ultimate edition, then it's probably 100. And then there's probably an ultimate edition, which is probably 120. So other than that, yeah, that's the small payments that you just kind of throw out there into the wind and get a shitty game that kind of works, kind of doesn't. The basic necessities of at least Madden, the basic necessities of like American football game that needs to be there, which is tackling and blocking, all are some of the worst parts and aspects of the game, which really sucks because I love American football and I follow it very, very religiously, I guess you could say. And it sucks to see the fact that they can't successfully make a game that does the basic things that a American football game needs. And so yeah, I feel like that's a massive my massive gripe with EA Sports. Does anyone else have any opinions on EA or
Well, you
any of the
see it with
games?
FIFA every year, don't you? Create a football game. It costs what, £60 to buy, and they release another one, which is £60 to buy, which is just another update of the original one, and it's just slowly progressing. Then, I mean, sure, they might create new character models, but the same thing under the hood, really, isn't it? It's just like a copy and paste. But people will buy it
Yeah.
because it's like the latest thing that
A roster
everybody
update.
wants. Yeah. And you also have so many people going, okay, well, bought the game, cool. I want to buy stuff for my ultimate team now, so I'm going to get FIFA points. And
Oh,
then
they call it Ultimate Team as well?
yeah, so they
Okay, sorry.
it's just sort of an endless money pit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you buy the game, you assume that like, hey, I get to play all aspects of the game. I get to like play a good, I don't know if it's franchise mode for you guys, but like the mode where you get to play as like teams and go throughout a season.
Career.
Uh career mode. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that's my favorite aspect of the game because you don't have to spend real money because I'm a broke college kid, and that aspect seems to just kind of been like passed by each and every year, which I mean fucking sucks. It's so bad. I I I'm tired of playing the games because this last game, I don't know that I'm buying another one because this last game I played like 5 times. I get that initial rush to play it because of the new players. I play like maybe a month of it and then stop because yeah, I don't know. I know on past Maddens, I have it on one of them on Steam. In the past Maddens, I played like 200 hours or 200,000 hours on it, and it's just I play it so much. But this latest one, is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and now I don't want to fucking play it anymore. I'm just kind of done.
Mm.
That is understandable.
I was gonna say, I played both Madden and I played FIFA, and obviously spent a lot of money. But I want to talk about how they messed it up with Battlefront 2. How it had so much promise, and then they did microtransactions at the start of the game that paid for win, and they couldn't
Mhm.
fix it since. And what you call it, they just cancelled on it. No more updates. So I think that's one way EA have like fucked up really badly, in my opinion.
There is like
Were they the?
oh, go on.
Sorry, continue. Oh, I was just gonna say, were they the ones that were in charge of Destiny 2? In Destiny
Oh,
franchise?
I
don't
don't
know to be
Because
think
honest.
so.
Because I know Destiny 2 is like a massive pay piggy thing. Like to unlock some of the story, you have to pay like $60 per chapter or whatever. And it's ridiculous. I thought that was absolutely bizarre. And I think EA is in charge of that, which I mean makes sense. It's just it's EA at this point. And I hate to say that we have to say it's just EA. We shouldn't expect this out of a video game. A lot of video games now are just half done,
It's
baked to shit.
it's not EA, it's Activision, but they still sort of have the same thing going for them. Like you buy a COD which is like £70, and you buy another COD which comes out in like half a year's time, which is £70, and then you want to play the free version on Warzone, which you'll buy microtransactions for as well. And there's always
As
the
much as
option
I
for you to
loved
spend a crap ton of money.
Right. As much as I loved Call of Duty when I was a kid, the Activision now and the Activision then are the problem is the fact that they're not different at all. And you might be confused what I'm saying by that, but they're so stuck in their ways about everything that they do. Call of Duty is the same way, same thing that it comes out every single time. Warzone is probably what is it? Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah.
That is probably the best thing that they've done in the past, I don't know however many years they've been doing it. And that is even like people think about Fortnite more than they do that. And Fortnite's a bunch of cartoon characters and anime characters
Yeah.
fighting each other. And they think about that more than they think about Call of Duty, which has been around for significantly longer. Like that's how bad Activision fucked up with that.
Yeah. I still don't like the fact that they're jumping at every chance they can get to develop a new game. Like Vanguard wasn't solely created by Activision. Like obviously they were in collaboration with other development
I think it was
companies.
Blizzard as well was there, and they're
No,
not any
Blizzard's
better.
the same thing. Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they are. I didn't know that they were the same company. Okay.
But still, they're jumping at every opportunity they can to create a game. Like Vanguard and Cold War didn't seem like major games at the time because of new stuff that they announced coming out in a fairly short space of time since they were published.
Mhm.
But people still bought Cold War and still bought what was the other one?
Vanguard.
Vanguard. Yeah, for example, Josh
Vanguard's a
bought
goated
Vanguard.
game. I know people hate on it, but it's a goated game.
Yeah. I
I've never
don't have
played it. I haven't
experience,
played
but
since Ghost.
you know what I mean,
Ghost is a
right?
while ago.
They
Mhm.
tried to continue the Black Ops series by creating Black Ops 4. That fell off very quick.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And then
I've never
because
seen a
it
game die so fast.
fell off very quick, they created new stuff like Vanguard, Cold War, Warzone, Modern Warfare. Like they redid the original Modern Warfare and then Modern Warfare 2. They redid that again. And it's just endless. Like,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. These companies that do like the EA Sports, Activision, I mean Blizzard is probably they're combined. And so I think the one thing that they're doing is they are the only company creating these type of games. Well, at least for EA, they're the only company who has a license to create American football games, and they're doing the college football ones as well, the college American football ones, and that's going to fucking ruin that as well because EA doesn't know how to make games, or if they do, they haven't proved it in the past. I don't know, however long. And it's sad to see these games that I played when I was younger just fucking die. And in the worst way possible. Slowly but surely, like you play this bad game and you're like, "Oh, this will just be a bad year. It'll be better next year." And then it's even worse next year and you're like, "Oh, well they added this feature which is kind of cool, but the core game itself was just kind of lackluster." And then it's a cycle that they do. They just put more and more glitter on a pile of shit, and shiny shit is still shit. So
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Um,
Josh, you looked like you wanted to add something there for a second.
I thought thinking about it, but thinking, do you want to move on to the next topic, which is very, I think very interesting.
With the
Mm.
gaming energy drinks?
Well, you want to talk about your energy drinks? Go to the next topic after.
Oh wait, what's the one afterwards?
How's
I don't know.
esports teams?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
was
thought
about
that
to
was the
say
first
that.
one. I thought that was the
We
first one.
did esports games, not esports
Oh, okay.
teams.
All right,
Okay.
if you guys want to take that one, you guys can.
Well, let's announce it first. So we're going to move on to probably the major section of today's podcast, which is esport teams and possible events they either compete in or create themselves. And I reckon Josh again is the most knowledgeable person on that. I have some knowledge of it, but not
Yeah.
a massive amount. So take the floor.
I
mate.
don't know jack shit about it. I thought that's what we were talking about at first. That's why I was like, I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to this. But that I have no idea.
Yeah.
Literally no clue. So,
Right, go on, bro.
Josh, take it away.
So it's just about esports teams, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I think first of all, there's loads of different types. You know, you got the big ones. You got FaZe, 100 Thieves, TSM, Liquid, that everyone knows. And then I think you also got the teams that are small but are massive in franchising. So I know in the Overwatch League, and I know in the CDL, quite small teams own big franchises in big games under a different name. Like in the CDL, you have to franchise to a city names. So you got like the LA Thieves, the Atlanta FaZe, you got all of them. And then that allows smaller teams to get into big games as you have to pay a lot of money. You need like venture capitalists. So, Jacob, I don't know if you have any knowledge on the franchise teams.
I have not. I don't know if these are like franchise teams. Like, are FaZe kind of like franchise teams or not? Because I know that you can invest in
Depends on the
them.
game.
Okay, but in terms of money, right? This is good. Like, veering off slightly here, but in terms of money for esports teams, they're sort of losing funding a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of teams don't make a profit.
No, for example, if you just have a look at the stock price of FaZe, back when it was about I want to say 2 years ago, possibly. Could be wrong here, but they were quite high in their stock price. I'd want to hazard a guess, like maybe $10, and now it's dropped down to 70 cents. The same thing has happened with NRG. Like, in terms of like investors, they're not getting the amount of funding that that they would have gotten if they started. Well, no, actually, no, they're not getting all the funding they would have gotten if esports was still as popular as it was back like 2 or 3 years ago.
So, Toad, I know that you don't have any knowledge on the franchise leagues or any esports and team in general, but do you know any that you're like, oh, if I was watching a game, would you support?
Oh, I don't know if there's any teams on this, but if there was like a Super Mario Bros. Smash, like if that was like a fucking, because I know it's a very competitive, like the leagues, small leagues that they can do without Nintendo fucking them over. Um, yeah. So if they had like teams, I don't know that they do or not. I would love that. I know I've seen Moist Critical's his team do Rocket League. I've seen that. Um, I think that's really all that I've seen when it comes to that stuff. It's just I'm not really massive into that stuff, and it sucks. But yeah, I don't know a ton. I'm more on the player side rather than the like viewer side.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Gonna say, guys, does anyone know the esports team Top 250?
Nah.
Nah, it's the esports team that I made with my friend. You should go and
Mm.
subscribe.
Okay,
Top 250.
top
Talk
250.
about a
All right.
shameless plug, right? But
Oh, if we want
this
to do
is
shameless plugs, I have
okay.
so
You know,
many
no,
to
no,
do.
shut up, shut up. You can do yours later.
Okay.
But this
All right.
is literally leading on to the other point I wanted to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
People would make their own startup teams during lockdown. Like, start of lockdown, people wanted to create esports teams. Well, esports teams, Fortnite clans, as they were more known by.
Houses.
y- mm, Not necessarily,
I
because
know Cloud Houses did it.
any kid just go on any social and be like, the
Part of the Hustle
kid
Clan.
dot gg's sort of thing. You know, they could just create anything they wanted, and then they'll just get their friends to join. And then do some cheesy following method to get popular. Then have other people join that. For example, hitman.gg's. And
Yeah, Hitman OG.
yeah. Yeah, it's very weird how back then everybody wanted to create something, but now it's- there's less of a interest in joining teams and organizations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just
I would agree.
what benefits would you get out of it?
I think it's one of those situations where, like, you know how when everybody was in lockdown, they wanted to start creating content, and it's more flooded now than it was before, but it's like um it's kind of the same situation where everybody was like, well, we're in lockdown, we have nothing else to do, let's start creating content. Luckily I started like a month before or not a month, like 2-3 months before lockdown, so I technically started at the beginning of 2019 creating content, and then I made my Twitch after COVID. So i've been I've been streaming for 3 years, 4 years, and now I'm like, I can say I've been a content creator for 4 years. But
That's a while.
Yeah,
it's a long time. It was a massive grind in the beginning.
Yeah, always is. So
Yeah.
me and Jacob, OGs in the content creation scene. You already
to be
know.
fair, okay, this is actually a good point here. Some of the content you make when you're younger is not actually as bad as you think it was. Because
I think it's bad.
Mine
no,
was
no, okay,
so
okay,
bad.
no.
I,
Just
I
remember this.
yeah,
Just remember
disagree with
this.
that.
No, no.
Yeah.
Listen to this, right? When you're like 8 years old, you have no concept of how anything works online, right? But you still sit
Right, I
there,
guess that's fair.
make a video, and are able to edit it to some degree.
I mean, a lot of
Like,
sorry, continue.
yeah, like you have to be a functional human being to do that, you know. And
I guess
what
that's yeah.
what some content creators actually advise is to make shit videos at the start and then progressively make them better so people can see
So it's
your
like an anime.
progression.
You start shit and then you get better.
Or just stay shit throughout the
That
entire
pisses.
thing if it's in some people's opinions.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, I do kind of agree. You do need to start out like pretty shit, and then eventually you do need to make progress though. Like starting out shit and continuing on shit. Arguably, like there's any kind of content that you make, there's always going to be an audience for it. I firmly think that. And if you aim it towards kids, as long as it's like a variety towards kids, and it's not just one game, I think you will always be in the business. I think that's because kids will literally fucking watch anything. They will, if you look at YouTube Kids, they will watch literally anything. It is not even funny. There's a reason why Coco Melon is fucking popular, and Baby Shark, and like a lot of these kids channels on YouTube are like some of the most popular. They have 100 million followers without doing these like countdowns or count ups to 100 million PewDiePie versus T series, which was really fun. But anyway, we're getting off topic. I think so we did talk about esports teams. Are we kind of wrapped up on that, or do we got more points that we want to make?
We have a sort of like separate section to esports team, and that's like events, as in like
Okay.
the popularity of events over time and what's happened and sort of major events like that. So obviously we've got to start with the biggest example, which was, I guess you could say, the peak of esports. Not as in like esports events, and that's got to be the Fortnite World Cup. That
Oh my
thing,
gosh, I remember that. Yeah.
yeah, that
Not
thing
the CS:GO
absolutely.
majors.
Okay, I've never heard of them.
I hate to say it. I also never really heard of them. I know
Exactly.
CS:GO, but I don't know
I'm
the
pretty sure
majors. I don't know anything like that.
everybody in this VC right now knows what the
Gosh.
Fortnite World Cup is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. He's so upset.
But that's the thing. A popular game will make a really popular event. You know?
More popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more popular. It's like, obviously, you have the build up. Like, at one point, CSGO was most popular. At one point, the Valorant was most popular. So on, so on, so on. Like, back in the day, I'm pretty sure it used to be COD, which was most popular. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
starting then, it probably got less interest than it does now.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I know a little bit about the events because I have watched some of the Madden tournaments, but they definitely have become more popular and more recognized, and now there's more money on the line for a lot of those. And so I really love to see that it being taken more seriously. I feel like still if you were to come up to like a boomer and say, "Oh, I make," or they ask you, "What do you do for a living?" and you say, "I make content on the internet,"
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh, so you fuck off all day and get paid for no reason." And I feel like that's still there, but we have definitely come a long way, and I love to see it. I
Oh
love
yeah,
to,
100%.
yeah.
Anyway,
It's definitely as somebody who makes content and trying to do it for a living, it's it's good to see. It's good to see.
yeah. And there's no right. So with the esports event, anyone can make them, whether you're a content creator or a major organization. We've seen it. For example, charity events and well, there is some degree of
Crypto
charity in all of the
coin,
events and stuff like that. Yeah, fucking crypto zoot. Nah,
save the kids.
no, but
Massive
anyone
joke.
can make it. Anyone can make a event.
Oh yeah.
So
The game and the people behind it also make it though as big as it is. But yeah, I do agree.
okay, so now let's cure Toad's itch here. Let's talk about
Yes.
partnerships.
Oh my gosh, my favorite. So
Floor is yours.
if you guys don't know, if you haven't watched any of my content in the past like couple months, I have had a tiny mini series on gaming energy drinks. And it started out just being Gamer Sups versus G Fuel. And now, due to partnerships, it is kind of branched into something more. G Fuel and Gamer Subs are no longer in the race. It is now race for ones that will actually partner me and have partnered with me. And I'm partnered with is there sorry, so I'm partnered with three different organizations, one of them being Dubby, and they're all like gaming energy drinks. One of them being Dubby, one of them being Swift Lifestyle, and the other one being Wraith. And all
Plugs
of them
right
have
now.
huh?
Plugging the sponsors right
Yeah,
now.
No,
sell
no, I
out.
haven't said the code. I haven't said the code yet.
Oh,
So
oh, he's saying
it
the
is
code.
I'm just
it
saying
is
that you can
Toad
use
five nine
code
six.
E on what
It is
was it?
not just the
Dubby.
letter E though. You do need to type like
EIGH.
you, yeah. So mine is just Toad 596 on all of them. But so anyway, back to
Wow.
back to it. Back to it. So I think one thing that definitely needs to be said is how many different companies are now willing to do these partnerships. Nothing crazy like M&Ms, but I know me and Corey were literally just talking before the podcast, and one of them was Domino's, and I had no clue that they did that. And Corey had to lighten me on that one because I didn't know that a pizza company would do that. So Corey, do you have anything else you want to add to this? Because I know we were talking before streaming. You were mentioning one other company in there, and I want you to talk about that one for a second because that one was fucking ridiculous. The fact that you were
So
trying to go with them.
let me paint you a picture, ladies and gentlemen. You're in the hills of Scotland, okay, and you see a little stream, and you go straight to the source. You pick up your bottle. Shut the fuck up, corner. You get a bottle, you unscrew the lid, and you fill it up straight from the source. Well, we're going to talk about a little thing called a water dispenser. And I don't know why people actually like.
Jesus is my savior.
I don't actually know how people come up with this stuff. It's literally by a company called Epic Water Filters. And they have got partnerships and sponsorships available to content creators. Who the hell wants to buy a drink dispenser? I'm just going to turn to my side, grab my mug. Perfect water, Who would want to do that? Anyone?
I don't I personally, if I want to dispense my water, I'm gonna go to my fridge and grab a gallon of water and just put it in my fucking cup. Or I know we have a massive like water cooler in my house, and so I use that. I don't so yeah. I assume you guys know these people in real life.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Anyway, yeah,
Just
partnerships. partnerships are really fun for us small content creators and people who don't necessarily get to work with like Dollar Shave Club, um, and what is that other one that's like shave your balls or whatever?
Manscaped.
Manscaped, yeah. Shave your balls, have nice clean testes, and
But now, let me
Whoa.
paint you another picture right here, ladies and gentlemen.
no.
You've just ordered your starter kit for manscaping, and you don't know how to use it.
Manscaped.
Zzz. Oh shit! I'm a woman. You know, you have to have some sort of experience.
Do they have like women's grooming tools? I know they're just all like aimed
I
towards men.
presume so.
I mean, it seems it's called Manscaped. I'm not too sure.
I can assume they're probably gonna do like something like if they do have something on there, it's like "whoa man," like you know how man is in the word woman.
Anyway,
So
but yeah, partnerships at a small stage, good idea.
it's good for both parties. I feel like it's not something where like only the small creators benefit from it. I won't be able to hear you guys. Hold on. I don't want to use these headphones anymore. It's squeezing my head.
Wow, you have 2 pairs of
Please.
headphones.
I do. One of them's for when I work on audio engineering stuff, and one of them is for when I.
You know who's like the
Um,
24-hour Discord mod? You know, like
Huh?
he's got to let one charge while he uses the other one.
This one is corded. This one is literally corded.
Oh.
Fuck you. And I'm not a Discord mod. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like one thing when it comes to partnerships, it is just trying to get like small content creators. I know Corey, you might have been gone when I was saying this, but I was talking about how like Dubby has 35,000 different partners, and if each partner at least brings in one person, that's like counting them. That's like what 60 something thousand people or
Yeah,
75,000 people or sorry 70,000.
they must make a lot in sales.
They've got to like. There's no way. I mean, you've seen their website, and nearly everything was sold out. So,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. But one thing I did think was cool with Wraith, at least as a partner with them, they give me 30% off on one of their crates. It's just that their shipping is $20, and so is Dubby's. Like Dubby is like
Oh,
15,
that's
16
strange because
bucks.
Wraith for me is
for
£2.
What the fuck? They might be
Yeah,
a
no, it's-
British UK company because it does change. Like I bet
yeah.
based off of where you are. And
It's actually
um,
very like interesting the amount of sponsors you can get, and it seems like the most for like if you want to say you've just got a sponsorship just for the sake of having a sponsorship, you can literally just visit
mm,
two things. The go-to one would be Fatal Grips and Forever Grips. You could get one easily if you've got like 2 followers, and you just have to sort of hope that if someone sees it, they'll buy something, even though they
I
probably
know,
won't because nobody wants thumbsticks anymore.
I know. One of them is going to, one of mine is going to be used for one of the companies. I'm not going to mention it, but or who's doing it, but so that I can get my own custom tub, and that's gonna be fun. I'm like brainstorming ideas of what I want to do for that. Corey, I'm probably gonna.
Josh, I'm gonna let you go here
Well,
because you've had your experience with sponsorships and stuff like that, you know, Team
yeah.
Phasm,
Yeah,
shit
Josh
like
is
that.
is kind of like the sponsorship manager for this
Yeah,
podcast.
still
So
waiting to get one.
Well, it's a bit hard now because we're on a different platform to upload the podcast, but I can try. It just means it'll be hard to prove our plays. But I think sponsorships are a key part of big esports teams. It makes them generate revenue to pay salaries, and also small esports stream teams and even content creators. It gives them a good chance. Make a bit of money, support them. Yeah, I know Jacob, you have a lot of experience with trying to get sponsors.
I wouldn't say a lot of experience. I mean, I know a few things. Yeah,
I
Um,
know we can talk about like partnerships with directly with the platform. I know Twitch's affiliate program, at least in the past, was kind of a joke. I don't know how it is now. I am an affiliate, so I do kind of know a little bit about it, but from my experience with it, it's just kind of it's really oh, hold on. Pig needs to stop talking in the Discord. Anyway, it's really cool to be able to like get paid and be interact with my viewers at a different level, the same kind of the same almost the same level as partners. And I feel like each sub and each follow means a lot more, especially for a channel like either this size or the size of mine. um I was told the other day I don't. Oh yeah, so it's still a, in my opinion, a crucial part of a Twitch streamer is to have kind of an affiliate or a partner program, just so that we can, or just so that they can either make some kind of money or like use channel points, because channel points is a massive part of my streams. I know, with like the blurb alerts that let them do sounds, and yeah, I feel like the one thing that I wish was different about that. Yeah, I don't know YouTube's actually, because I don't have 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers. I'm not anywhere close. And from what I understand, it's a bit better. I think it's just purely based off of views, where Twitch's is like, I give you money,
Not bad.
Twitch takes some, and
Twitch
you have a
hasn't
thousand
got a,
one.
like a massively bad return. Just depends what you
Did we
deem.
get a
It,
raise?
it literally depends. No, we didn't. It literally
Oh.
just depends. What you think a good return is. Do you think a 70% creator, 30% Twitch is a bad cut or not? You know,
I
just there
think.
because they have
Sorry,
to
continue.
uphold their servers. They have to literally provide everybody with a platform that they're streaming on anyway. So
I think one thing when it comes to Twitch is the fact that they're not very creative friendly. Not creative. They are creator friendly, they're not creative friendly. So their creators being very creative with the way that they get paid in certain things. They're not the most friendly with that. Whereas like YouTube, once you get 1,000 subscribers, there's not a different program. You just get paid more based off of how many like subscribers or viewers you have. And moderation is also different, but I do know YouTube has a 70/30 contract with all of their partners or people on their program, and Twitch doesn't do 70/30 even with some of their highest um day, unless you had it previously when they did have that. They recently removed it and went 50/50 with all of their contracts. And from what I know, I think 55/45 is the best that you can get now if you're joining as a partner and getting that partner program, which sucks. It sucks big sweaty balls. But anyway, does anyone else want to add on that or any other topics that we've talked about?
no,